Hey guys, AverageAdam here. Real talk time. So if you guys have been following me on Twitter, you know that I recently moved. This is a brand new room that you've never seen before. I recently relocated from the house I was previously living in to a new one. And I wanted to give everyone some context into what that's been about. So for the last year and a half, I have been living currently with my dad, my stepmom, my youngest brother Aaron, and some other roommates at my stepmom's house. And things started getting very difficult for me in terms of having the space to think, the space to get work done, just the ability to have an area and an environment to which I creatively can stretch my mind and think and get stuff done. Well, things had took a turn for the worst. I think it's best that I explain to everyone what that was about, why I haven't been pumping out a lot of videos on my channel, and why I've been absent in a lot of people's lives recently. So this video is not to bash anyone. I'm not calling out names. It's basically to explain what's been going on in my life and why you guys may not be hearing or seeing much of me. So starting off, so yeah, I live with my dad, my stepmom, at a house here in the same town. Her house, she's not really married to my dad. She never got married. They were, I always considered her my stepmom, though. I've known her for over 10 years, and she was like a second mother to me. So what happened was, about a year and a half ago, we have a spare room at that house. And the spare room was rented out, or was going to be rented out, to a family of 4. 2 adults and 2 little children. I wasn't okay with this, but it happened anyway. It was only supposed to be for a couple months, and it wasn't a big deal, but it became that way. This family slowly took over the house, and children were extremely loud, and really made thinking and concentrating very difficult for me. And I wasn't able to really think and stuff. No matter how many times I told them they need to calm down and be quiet. It's not just when I'm recording. I have a recording light that I place above my room when I'm recording, and even when that's off, I like to be in a quiet house. You know, this isn't just my office, it's my home. That's my bed. That's where everything I do is here. And it became very difficult to live there. And as time went on, tensions fumed in the house between my dad and my stepmom, kind of butting heads here and there. And eventually it led to the point where they were, earlier this year, where they were going to break up. And as that happened, tensions between the two began to escalate. And it was getting harder and harder and harder. This has been going on for a year and a half now, and just every single month, it got more and more difficult to deal with. To the point where my dad and her were going to separate. Well, the plan was that we were going to buy a house. My dad was going to buy a house. My dad's turns 60 next year, 62. He can retire, so he wants to buy the house. He's going to retire in here in the town. And the plan was, while I was at BlizzCon, I was gone for a little over a week, he would get his finances separated from her, and we'd go out and buy a house. Well, that didn't happen. But tensions were rising, and it was getting to the point where we had to get out of there. I felt alienated in that home. We all did, because it wasn't just our house anymore. It belonged to the stepmom and all these other people that were also in the house. And it was more than just the 4, there was more. I'm not naming any names, but this house became more like a daycare center. And it wasn't just them, it was neighbor kids coming over, and stepmom would babysit them. And it just, during the day, during the mornings, at the night, just kids all the time. I mean, not every day all the time, but just, there were kids over daily. And I didn't want to live in a daycare center anymore. My dad didn't want to live in a daycare center anymore. None of us did. So what we did was we got lucky and we found a house, this house, last Friday. Not last Friday, sorry, 2 weeks ago Friday. And first house we put in for, brand new house, this house was literally built last January. It's a wonderful house. And we applied, and luckily the next Monday, last Monday now, we got the keys, and we were able to finally move out. We got the moving truck last Tuesday, and it was a tough couple days. Some of the hardest days of my life. Because while we were packing, Dad was still trying to separate his stuff from her so that we could get our stuff and leave and move on. But it wasn't all that easy. We rented the moving truck, we filled up the moving truck, and it ended up becoming a nightmare. It really was difficult. Her constantly changing the things that she wanted, the things that she didn't want, the things she allowed Dad to have, things she didn't. It was an absolute nightmare, and I don't want to go into all that. But what it came down to is we finally got everything moved out. However, the last day did end with her calling the cops on us and asking us to leave because she didn't want to deal with the things we were trying to get separated anymore. I got all my stuff, luckily. My brother and his girlfriend got all of their stuff. My dad got about 90% of his stuff. Still stuff that we weren't able to get, but that's something we got to take care of later on down the road. For now, we're living in this nice house. I've been here for about a week now. Finally got my room and office set up, and I absolutely love it. The soundproofing is wonderful. The people I live with, my brother, his girlfriend, and my father, we all get along great. We're not really a lovey-dovey family, but we more or less like to kind of keep to ourselves. We're all very independent people. So, thank you. I guess they're in the video now. So, I ordered a lot of packages. So, we're all very independent people, so we all get along very well, and it's a lot better of an environment. I feel like I can bring people over to my house, and it's not like we're the minority group of people in the house. We are the people in the house. We all have full control. At the other place, I felt like I was confined to just my room, and that's where all my stuff was. I didn't want to go out in the kitchen. I go out in the kitchen to make food, and these other people, their kids, speak up and want to eat the food I'm eating. I buy my own food because I'm an independent person. But it just wasn't an environment that I wanted to live in anymore. And my dad didn't want to live in it. None of us did. So we got out of there, and we're in this new place. Now, what's going to happen moving forward? Now that all this is over and we're all separated, I'm going to be able to actually have the time and energy and brain power to actually get stuff done. So here's what's going to be going on. Don't get used to vlogs like this. This is a one-time thing. This vlog is just to get the word out there to let everyone know what's been going on for the last year and a half. My channel, this YouTube channel here, is going to be edited, well done, time put into discussion videos, mostly Blizzard related. That is what this channel is going to be. And I'm going to be making my first video starting next week because I still got a few more things I got to do around here. We got some more unboxing to do and stuff, but I'm going to do my heroes we need in 2018. If you remember the old video from last year, info card up in the corner. It's the best video I've ever done on my channel. Got like over 200,000 views right now, and I actually did pretty good. I guessed all but 2 of the heroes that came out last year correctly from all the heroes that came out. Cassia and Probius were the only 2 that I did not see coming. But yeah, we're going to do that again for this year, so be ready. And that's the first video. I'm going to do it in a little bit different of style than I did last year. So that's what's going to happen on the channel. I'm also going to be streaming a bit more. I feel like I can play... I haven't played Heroes of the Storm literally since BlizzCon. And that was like 3-4 weeks ago coming on. And it was the stream where Horsepants and Starby were streaming on the Squadron channel. I was one of the guys playing with them in a booth down there, along with Pure Shield, Kyberries, and Warak. And I haven't played Heroes since. I want to. And whenever I play, I'm just going to turn the stream on. So on Twitch, link in the description, I will be streaming anytime I just have some time and I'm going to play some games. I'm going to throw it on Twitch so you guys can see what I'm up to and play some games. If you want to come watch, you can come watch. It'll be great. So between YouTube channel and Twitch, that's what I'm going to be working on the most. If you want to know when those are going to happen, follow me on Twitch, subscribe here, or follow me on Twitter and keep in touch. The biggest thing that this has done for me, this whole situation leading up to me being able to come back, I've put a lot of things in perspective. Just some things, I've experienced things that I didn't think I would ever experience in my lifetime. And one of which is knowing a person and considering them as part of your family for a decade, someone who's been a second mother to you and has just changed so much and just not the same person anymore. And she's just been so angry. I know she's mad at my dad for reasons I'm not going to explain here. But I've never known someone to be so spiteful and just so angry, to which they're willing to just cut ties with you like that. And it hurts. It really does. This is something I never thought I'd experience. Now I've lost family members before. No one really close to me. I wasn't really close to any of my grandparents when they all passed. A couple uncles, one uncle. But this is the first time that someone close to me hasn't died, but it feels like I've lost someone. And it's for the good that this separation did happen. But at the same time, this happened a long time ago. And she hasn't been the same person. And it hurts, but at the same time, I'm going to move past this. This is going to be a new life moving forward. I'm going to be in this house for at least the next year and a half or so, until my brother and his girlfriend go off to college, and then we're going to be buying a new house, and I'll be moving again. But I'd like to apologize to all my fans for waiting. I haven't been doing much. I know when I started doing this YouTube thing, I had a lot of people follow me. I was getting hundreds of views per Heroes of the Storm video I put out, and I feel like you guys deserve content. I feel like I'm ready, and I have the ability to start creating again. I'd like to thank my coworkers, Kyberries, Pallytime, Warak, Pure Shield, everyone I work with at Squadron. I want to thank them all for, one, giving me the time I needed to move. Thank you so much, Kai. But also, thank you for giving me the career I have today, and I'm grateful for it, and I'm going to show it, and I'm going to continue to push myself as both a personality and as a positive influence in the YouTube space, in the internet space in general, because Twitch too. Also, I'd like to apologize to my friends who actually live here in the same town I do. I know I have been very, very out of it, like completely out of contact for the last year and a half. I understand that. It's not excusable. I know that. I guess I felt like because I didn't feel safe, my property, things I owned, the thousands of dollars in equipment that I own in my own house, that I never wanted to leave the house because I was afraid that these people that moved in would take it. One of which I know has previous drug history. Doesn't work. And just from my experience, I used to be a supervisor at Albertsons, and people who have strong, hard drug history, who also don't have much, are known to not be trustworthy people. So I was always afraid for my stuff. So I apologize to my friends. I am going to get back in touch this week after we finish moving. I got a few more things we got to do with all the packing. We're done moving, but there's a lot of stuff I still need to do to get this place finished. And once we do, we're going to hang out soon. I promise. I'll contact you. And we'll go out, we'll play some board games, we'll do something. But my house is now a cool hangout house. Alright, I think that's about it. I think that's about everything. Stay tuned. There'll be a lot more stuff coming up, guys. Thank you for listening to The Real Talk. Things are going to get better. Things are going to get a lot better moving forward. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you soon.